was October 18th. Mass Jackson's gritting his teeth. What a bunch of pricks. The store had Christmas shit. He just went to buy paint. Santa Claus sealed his own fate. Mass Jackson called up his boy, a kung fu Bigfoot named Corey. Jackson told him get ready to ride. The fat bread suit wearing foxglove fry. On their motorcycles they drove to set fire to the motherfucking North fucking Pole. Fuck yeah! Santa Claus is a fat bitch, and we're all tired of it. Sick and tired. Halloween hasn't even passed. Mass Jackson will beat Santa's fucking ass. Fuck yeah! So get ready to watch the light show. Mass Jackson is about to set fire to the North Pole. Shit's lit! Fuck yeah! Mass Jackson! The boys rolled into town with snow covering the fucking ground. This shit's about to turn red with all the blood from the dead. They're in front of Santa's shop. Jackson breaks down the door with a karate chop. Shock, toe, hammer, hula. Fuck yeah, fuck that door. Midgets run in fear. Bigfoot's popping heads off, drinking their blood like beer. Santa Claus saw the mess. Mass Jackson bicycle kicked him in the breast. The fat fuck tried to fight back. Mass Jackson punched his nutsack. Van Damme style. Fuck yeah! Fuck yeah! Listen up, you fat fuck. Your big fat fucking ass just ran out of luck. Mass Jackson slapped Santa down to the fucking ground. He made such a womanly sound. Ow, my vagina! You just couldn't leave Halloween the fuck alone. Now we're setting fire to your motherfucking home. Santa Claus is a fat bitch, and we're all tired of it. Sick and tired. Halloween hasn't even passed. Mass Jackson just beat Santa's fucking ass. Fuck yeah! So sit back and watch the light show. Mass Jackson just set fire to the North fucking Pole. Fuck yeah! Mass Jackson! The North Pole was set on fire. Besides big round titties, there's no sight finer. Santa cowered in fear. Like a bitch. Mass Jackson wanted to be clear. It was just a warning this time. Step on Halloween next year. Your ass is mine. Big fat fucking ass. Fuck yeah, Mass Jackson. Santa Claus is a fat bitch. Mass Jackson did something about it. Beat that ass. Halloween hasn't even passed. Mass Jackson beat Santa's fucking ass. Fuck yeah. Hope you enjoyed the light show. Mass Jackson burned down the fucking North Pole. Fuck yeah. Mass Jackson, happy Halloween, bitch.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas, you fucks! It's the Bootleg and Joe show. Oh, fuck yeah! They don't really know each other. This was supposed to be a joke, but fuck it, now they're here to bring you holiday cheer. Motherfucking holiday cheer, bitch! It's the Bootleg and Joe Holiday Spooktacular Christmas Movie Review Show. Woo! Presented by DWN DWN Productions in association with Fast Custom Shirts, sponsored by the Hordecast and Power Sports Mafia. Now sit back and enjoy the show. It's time for Bootleg and Joe!
Ho, ho, ho!
Hey, Merry Christmas, as they say. How are you doing on this fine Christmas day? Ho, ho, ho!
It's a little cold over here, as you can tell. I'm dressed warm. But other than that, I'm doing okay. There's gifts under the tree. There's eggnog in the fridge.
Do you like eggnog?
A little.
Yeah, I haven't had it in years, so I don't know. I know it's got liquor in it, right? Most of the time?
I mean, if you get it with liquor, but if you just get the regular kind, I mean, we usually get a thing of the regular stuff and put it in there once in between Thanksgiving and Christmas. And it sits in there, and it usually gets about drank almost a little more than halfway, and then the rest of it gets tossed. You know, everybody gets sick of it.
Yeah. Oh, what kind of liquor do you use that?
I've always heard it was rum, but I could be wrong. You could probably mix anything in it. You could probably mix. I only say rum because I'd imagine spiced rum would be probably the best tasting thing to put in eggnog.
Yeah.
But this year we got holiday custard, and I'll tell you that was actually really good. We tried it out and it was good.
Is that a liquor or something?
No, it's not a liquor. It's actually just another drink that you can get in like the dairy section over there. But I'm not opposed to trying some spiked eggnog though if it's done right. Apparently, my wife's dad used to spike eggnog every year, so he had a recipe for it before he passed away. I should ask her what it is, see if I can get a hold of it.
Yeah, keep that tradition. You know?
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm drinking the Sam Adams limited edition Old Fezziwig, you know, named after the beloved character from A Christmas Carol. He was Ebenezer Scrooge's boss before old Ebenezer became a dick.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. But anyway, I'm T-Shirt Joe for people that don't know, and I am on the BOYGOB podcast, which you can go to YouTube and look that up and see all the glorious things that me and old Tom do. And who the fuck are you?
Old bootleg dipshit hanging out. And I'm here to do some movie reviews with you, sir. Some holiday movie reviews.
Holiday movie? Oh, well, shit. Well, lay it on me. You watched some holiday stuff?
Well, I'll make it easy on you because you said you had this one when we discussed a few things.
Yeah.
And you guys just did this on your most recent episode. I've got my notes wrote down over here. I watch it every year because I watched it when I was very little. Very little. I was born in 81, so this was like a staple of mine when I was very little. Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas, hosted by none other than Kermit the Frog.
Yeah. So Tom and I did not review this. We reviewed Jim Henson, Idea Man, but they do talk about this.
Yeah, that's what I meant. You guys were doing the Jim Henson thing. That's what I meant by saying that.
So yeah, this is a Jim Henson joint, as they say. Lay it on us. What's this about? What's it got to do with the holidays? I didn't know Muppets celebrated the holidays.
It starts off pretty interesting with Kermit kind of setting it up. in the way that Kermit usually does. He's just hanging out, you know, and he narrates a little bit of it. And then you were introduced to Emmett and his mom, who are kind of, they just barely scrape by, let's say, but they're happy. They're humble people because what little bit they get makes them happy.
Hey,
right?
Right?
Yeah. And I love the song at the beginning because they literally make fun of grandma's bathing suit being so big that you could use it as like different things in the house because she's so big, you see.
For us.
Oh, I don't remember the words though.
Oh, okay.
I apologize.
All
But I
right.
do remember them saying that they used it for like a curtains or like a shower curtain, I think, in one part of it, and then in another part they talked about using it as a table cover.
So
You know,
they're expecting the dead.
yeah.
Okay.
And then so they decide to throw this jug band together, him and his friends, because they want to win a contest. And the contest is like a talent or singing contest. So in the town, I gotta say, like, I'm a sucker for and I don't tell anybody else this, I was just telling my wife this. I am a sucker for minis, like miniature sets.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to love the train sets when I was a kid, the big ones you'd build in like a basement. And everything looked really cool, like it was realistic and stuff. I loved that stuff when I was a kid. Just like I still love Christmas lights. It's like something that I always think about that's just like, yeah, exactly. Still like to ride around and look at the Christmas lights. So it's like, um, the sets in this was awesome. They did such a great job with the environment building, even when they're in the town, when it could be a lot more simplistic than the exterior outside along the river. And they do a great job of making everything move so fluently. I don't know how the magic's done, but the magic's there. I mean, that everything that Jim Henson did, like you guys were saying, it's legit. Like there's an art form to it that I mean, it's not the same without him around, you know.
Yeah. It looks great.
Yeah, but the story goes they sing a song about because they go down the river a lot. So him and his mom, they sing a song about the not having a hole in the washer, you know, in the wash tub. You know, you could have some bad luck, but at least you don't have a hole in your wash tub, right?
No
So you can
hole
still do laundry.
up.
Yeah, yeah. And she does laundry, I take it, for a living, right, Joe?
Hmm.
And cleans houses. Why
Yeah,
he
she needs that whole wash basin to do her laundry. She doesn't have that wash basin, she's fucked.
yeah, and then him he uses his dad's old tools, who gets brought up a lot in this in this show. They bring him up constantly as like the well, when he was around, things were so much better. So like she makes sure that she gave him his old tools so he could go do odd end jobs, and he would be more reminded of his father. And just put microwave. Thanks. Thank you. And then I won't.
Hi, Joe.
Hello. Ho, ho, ho.
We're in Texas.
Ho, 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 ho.
Ho, Ranger Joe.
Yeah.
Then so
That's not your candle.
yeah, it is. It's burning. It's real candy. Anyway, she wants to join this also, the talent show, the mom.
Mm-hmm.
She would like to but she has to get a dress, see. So they both are stuck in this dilemma where he could play a mean bass, wash tub bass, but he would have to, you know, put a hole in the wash tub, which I don't know. You must know how to play one from previous experience or something. It's not explained how they all know how to play, but everybody in this band is kicking some butt. You had a like a 2-string banjo going on or something like that. You had yourself the washboard playing, and then the wash tub bass and the dude blowing on the jug doing the bass singing. I mean, it's a great ensemble. They do a great job. And she's not no slouch either at singing, but she had to buy a new dress. So, Joe, what's she do? She hawks his stuff.
Hmm.
The only thing he had left to think of his dad and to make money. So now they're both going to have no way to make money. And they all go to the talent show when a group of riffraffs pop into town. These guys, the River Bottom Nightmare Band,
Fuck yeah.
which I gotta say are the icing on the cake for this whole thing. I mean, even though you don't really want them to win, they are like so badass at the end. They're like Deep Purple meets I don't know how to describe it. It's like Deep Purple meets I don't know. You know, that's the best way I can describe it. They remind me of a Deep Purplish kind of rock band, like because they have the guy on the keyboard going nuts, and he's got the growly voice, and and everything just going on the stage just seems so sporadic. You got the guy swimming around in the fish tank too, and yeah, they steal the show. I mean, the songs are great by everybody. The boys do find out though that they can't sing their song and have to come up with another one. It's the brothers song, right?
Yeah.
Right. The brothers, boom, 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 boom. Yeah, that's the song they sing. And even though Joe, they both did great, and they didn't win because the River Bottom Nightmare Band like annihilated it. They were just like you couldn't stop them. They crushed it.
They
They
deserve.
took
Yeah, they did. Like you had a stage show, you know, and yeah, they blew everybody away in the little podunk town, the River Bottom Nightmare Band.
Oh yeah, with a little dash of Steppenwolf. That's what I was thinking of. Because Steppenwolf, their singer, had that kind of a raspy voice. Anyway, and he reminded me of a biker dude because the bear, he kind of, don't they all roll in originally on bikes or something
Yeah.
in a car? Yeah, and the fish guys in the tanks. But yeah, they all end up sad leaving the place, but the guy that runs the building and the mayor, they both think that they both sing so well together, that they give them a job. So in the long run, they have longevity and they won't be out and they could get their stuff back if they wanted to. So in the
Yeah,
long run, it all worked out in the end, even though they didn't get the prize.
it does. But yeah, I'm thinking, yeah, all the money that they're gonna make, they're just gonna have to buy their own shit back. So did they really? Did it really work out in the end? They're back where they started, I think. It's just they know how much each other now. And if they didn't know that before, well, I mean, I don't know what to say.
Well, there's that inner struggle of them neither one wanting to tell the other one that they got rid of their stuff.
Yeah. Keeping secrets, that never leads to anything good.
Yeah. And then they end up kind of biting them both in the ass, but then in the end, they're like, well, it will give you work. And it's like,
Yeah.
okay. All right, so we got jobs. So we got that to be happy about. Yeah. And then I think there was an outro with Kermit the Frog as well, wasn't there?
Mm-hmm.
At least on the DVD. Because I
Yeah.
remember watching this as a kid on TV. It was
Well,
on TV every year.
Yeah, so I saw it the first time it aired because I'm an old man, you see. And yeah, so I don't remember how old I was, how young I was, I should say, but yeah, it was cool back then and it's cool now. It's one of these things that stood the test of time.
Yeah. Kind of like watching The Dark Crystal. It's like it's just got a lot going on there. I even watched Labyrinth with my daughter. She always wondered about it, and I was like, well, we'll watch it. And she lost her shit when it got to the bog of eternal stench.
Yeah.
She thinks toilet humor is just hilarious, so she got a kick out of that. Oh, fuck. So,
well, this is like a Christmas musical type. I got to ask you, what's your favorite Christmas Carol.
Oh my. Well, I can't. I don't know if it's really considered a carol, but my favorite Christmas song that I always liked when we did the Christmas programs every year in grade school. I always looked forward to the class that sang "It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas," because I don't know, that song was just always catchy, and it made me think of all the things that you see along the streets when you're with your family riding down the car with the snow falling and the shops are banging, the lights are going, everybody's bundled up. Like that, it just always takes me back to that time when I was like real young, and I don't know. It's around Christmas time, there you can really say there's like a magic in the air, especially when you're a young child.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Absolutely, absolutely. So what'd you watch, Joe? Did you watch anything?
Well, let me tell you, I'm partial to this old carol. Bootleg dipshit, bootleg dipshit. How lovely are your maskes. You familiar with that one?
Yes, the Christmas tree song.
Yeah. But this is a fucking movie review program. So I watched Adult Swim Yule Log. Have you heard of this one?
It's not just a normal Yule log.
No. See, that's what I thought. There's this thing like on all the streaming services, it's like, hey, festive Yule log. Just click on it, and for like an hour, it's just a log, But they
You
start
can get it with or without the Christmas songs played without the vocals. Like they'll play music, or you can listen to it just crackle.
yeah.
I've seen both.
So a few years back, they started themed ones. It's like, hey, here's a Yule log, and old fucking Harry might pop up or something. I don't know. I haven't watched that shit, but there's a lot of them. There's a lot of themed ones now. And I thought this was just, okay, Adult Swim has one, but somebody said, no, it's a movie. Check it out. So you start this thing, and the first 5 minutes, yeah, it's just a log. But then there's some dialogue coming in. A person walks through and they're cleaning, and then some serial killers walk through and they kill the cleaning lady, and then they go hide because somebody's coming. And all this, I'd say for the first 20-25 minutes of the movie, it's just from that POV of the log, because the main character, one of the main characters, that's his job, that's his side hustle, is he makes these Yule log videos. So that explains that. But yeah, you got like a serial killer hiding in the house, and the couple that's staying there, this guy wants to propose to his girlfriend, but she's not all about it.
I found the wrong fucking sandwich and I had yours.
And then another couple shows up, two couples, because they double booked the log cabin that they're all staying in. And well, shit, that's crazy enough. But then turns out a sheriff shows up and tells them about, hey, that Yule log you're using, that's from a hanging tree. That Yule log is cursed. So he puts it out, but the Yule log turns itself back on later. And this Yule log's a killer. It'll fly up out of the fireplace and smash somebody in the face. It's not good for the people staying there. And not only that, this place is like a focal point for aliens. Aliens like to go there and abduct people. And there's like a little demon guy in the fireplace, but he's not a demon. He's from the future, and he just likes to fuck with people, and I don't know what his is. It's really interesting, but all this shit comes together. All of it culminates, and it's kick-ass. It's one of the coolest little indie things I've seen in a while, and it just goes place you don't expect, man. It's like I said, you got killer logs, you got aliens, you got cultists, you got some topless chick in the background. You can barely see her, but I noticed. And I don't know, man. This was a surprise to me. This was just like really, really good. This is something I'm gonna watch again. It fucking Yule Log, Adult Swim Yule Log. If you have the Adult Swim app, you can watch it there. If not, I think Max has all the stuff. Not my friend Max, HBO Max. And I would highly recommend.
I'm gonna have to check this out because this sounds wild, like all over the fucking place.
It is all over the place. It's badass, and it's funny because it's just so ridiculous. You know, it's like wait, what the hell are they doing now? You know, a guy crawls into the fireplace and you think he's in hell, but he's not. He's not. If you listen to the subtext, it's very clever, very inventive. It's Adult Swim, Yule Log.
Yeah.
But I know you watch something else in the Christmas spirit, right?
Well, okay, so yeah, I did. I had to go into Shudder to find this one because old Joe Bob, he covered it a long time ago, and I was doing like a marathon of his to watch like all the content that he covered because I just like the little tidbits that I know that I learn about the movies as I watch. And this one now becomes something I watch every year. And I have to hunt it down every year on Shudder to watch it. But Deadly Games, aka Dial Code Santa Claus. 19, you got to kind of look this one up by its date too if you're going to look up like stuff about it. It's done in 1990 or 1989, I'm sorry. And it's directed by Renee Manzor, who also directed Young Indy, the series, like episodes of it. And he also did the third installment of Highlander, the movie.
Well, she sounds very talented, Renee chick.
Well, Renee's a man, but yeah. Renee Manzor. Anyways, this one I was a little conflicted about it at first. I was like, well, this one's kind of dumb, but it won my heart because like movies like Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2 and The Goonies and just other movies that have great sets. This movie has a great set. The house is like a giant mansion that most of the movie takes place in, and there's a kid that's home just with his grandfather who has diabetes and can't get around very well.
He's fat.
No, actually, he's not fat. That's the surprising thing. He has diabetes, but he's very skinny and frail.
But he can't get around that one foot.
He kind of he acts lost when he walks around, like kind of, but he communicates well with his grandson, and he has his dog. His son has his dog, or his grandson has the dog. And then he gets up in the morning and he has this workout routine. He gets fucking beads of sweat all of them. That's the whole beginning of this movie. Is just this kid working the fuck out. I mean, he's getting down and he's like, and he starts strapping shit on like it's like a montage from Rambo or something. Like he's getting fucking all of his stuff geared on, and he's got a fucking like it looks like a pellet gun, kind of like what Kevin McAllister had, but it's like a toy machine gun, I guess, and it shoots darts. And this kid has like everything. Like he's even got a thing that's strapped onto his arm that if he looks at it, it can show like the surveillance cameras in different rooms and a little like screen that's about the size of a watch. So his parents must be rich because this house is like full of like each room is like themed differently. It's like a museum or something like that. Yeah. Like it's crazy, and the whole movie's in French, which might turn some people off because you got to read everything in it. But trust me, this movie is so worth it if you just watch it, because when you get to the end of it, other than him yelling "Grandpa, Grandpa," it's all pretty much just ambience and him ducking and weaving from the Santa Claus near the end of the movie. So this is a killer Santa Claus movie, kind of. he wants to be liked by children, I guess. The guy, you see him earlier in the movie walking around on the street, and he has a bunch of kids that I don't know if they're homeless or whatnot, but they kind of pick on him a little bit, and he gets mad, and then he goes over and there's a little girl that he tries to help, and she gets scared of him. So when she screams or whatever, he shows her the pimp hand and smacks the shit out of her. And you're like, whoa, this guy ain't cool. You know? Like, it's like he's slow to the point that he wants to be liked by children and be able to play with them and get along with them. But when they're like, no, you're a creepy old man, he like gets mean and violent. And he don't like adults because he kills a couple adults on the way to the kid's house. And it's at that point that he gets the Santa Claus outfit. He sprays his beard and his face with the white paint to, you know, imitate Santa. And he's on his way. He ends up at this kid's house. Now, his mom tells him that he needs to go to bed before Christmas and not wait up for Santa because he wants to wait up and catch Santa for the very first time. He wants to be the first kid to ever get proof of Santa, right? That's why there's all the cameras and all. He's got everything set up for it. But his mom said if you wait until he's up and you see him, he will become an ogre. Like or I guess there's an old wise tale over there that, you know, bad kids that wait up for Santa, he'll become an ogre and, you know, get lump, you know, coal in your stocking, whatever. Well, he comes down the chimney and he's waiting for him underneath the kitchen table. The dog comes running because he doesn't like an intruder being in the house, and this is when he takes the dog and kills the dog, and the kid is just, he's out for fucking blood after that. This
Understandable.
movie was compared to John Hughes' Home Alone because it came out a year later. You see, had a similar premise of somebody breaking into the house around Christmas time and the kid being alone at home, but it was robbers. I honestly don't think that they ripped this movie off. I think that the two ideas are just coincidence because if they were a year apart, they were both under production when they both were like, you know what I mean? It ain't like somebody got a hold of John Hughes like, dude, you gotta hear about this fucking plot to this movie they're doing over in France. Like, you gotta rip this shit off and make it funny. Kids are gonna love it. You're gonna make a lot of money. No, because this kid, even though he set up traps, he already had these traps in his house, you see, because he's obsessed with like Rambo shit. That's why he's always doing the workouts. He's always got beads of sweat on him. He's got to have the fucking combat shit on all times. Even
So
when he's eating breakfast. Like
hates,
he's just like,
he hates the Vietnamese.
I don't know if that's the case. He doesn't really touch on any of that.
Okay, all right.
But he shoots his dog with ninja stars and stuff. But he, you know, it's like he's playing, you know, like that's who. And then when the dog comes running to him or running away or whatever, he had a trap door set up, which he does all this stuff, the same stuff to the Santa when he comes in, because like I said, he's out for fucking blood at this point. And they go all over the house to the eventually, like I said, he sets up the trap door, he falls in the trap door. He hits him with a ninja star at the beginning of it with a tracking thing on it. So when his little thing on his arm, he knows anywhere he's at in the house. He can see him on all the cameras, right? So he's one step ahead of him, just like Kevin McAllister. He gets to the basement and finds some flammable fluids where he traps him down there and lights a fire, and it ends up burning part of his face. There's a little bit of makeup to where it looks like he's been burnt in a couple scenes. Doesn't look bad in some spots, but other times they got lazy and just put a streak of blood down the side of his cheek. So, you know. So they're not really, this game, if you're looking for gore, this ain't the movie for it. It's got like one gunshot wound, really. Like, that's about it. Like, a couple gunshot wounds, and like I said, like, it's just it's the idea of it, and the way the kid goes up against the grown kind of not all right in the head Santa Claus coming after him. And you can't really tell throughout the scenes because this one particular scene where there's a train that he puts a firework in, and he lights it with. He's got a lighter, right? And this lighter is set up to where the train gets up to him and hits his foot or whatever it bumps into. The lighter will light the firework when it touches it, and he winds it up and he sends it his way, and he's hiding. This guy, he looked like he had seen a naked woman for the first time. I swear to God, when this train comes to him, he's just like, like mesmerized by it, right? And I'm like, that's when I got the idea that maybe this guy just wants to play with a kid, like, because he's got a child's mind, kind of like Night of the Scarecrow.
Yeah.
The guy in Night of the Scarecrow, kind of like that scenario, because he's sitting there just like mesmerized by the toy, and then he grabs it and picks it up instead of letting it touch his foot, and then he turns it around and sends it back the other way to the kid. Now he doesn't know the kid's over there hiding behind the chair, tree, or whatever he's hiding by, and it comes back his way, and it's going to light the firework near him. So he gets up, gets out of place, and when he goes to grab the toy, he goes after him, but he doesn't really go after him. He's grabbing for the toy at the same time. So it's just like, it's very confusing on what's going on. He kills the dog just because the dog tried to get him, right? But again, he's like a child's mind. He's like, so it's just like George with the rabbits and mice and men,
Yeah.
So
yeah, so you've got sympathy for this R word,
I don't know if it's sympathy. It's just because he was hitting kids and shit. It's like I still think and he knows he's murdering people,
Yeah.
and whatever he's doing is wrong. So it's just like I was like conflicted on why is he so obsessed with this kid? Does he really want to hurt the kid, or is he just like, no, let's play because I'm Santa and I want to let's get some toys out and have a good time. Like, what was his motive? Is what I was getting at.
Yeah.
Like, I
Well,
didn't understand the motive.
I'll tell you this, kids, they can be annoying. I get it, after a while, yeah, but this dude killed a dog, R word or not. Sorry, your time has come. You're done.
Oh, and that's what the kid thinks. And the kid does get to a point where a cop shows up at the house. They get outside. He does fire. He gets a hold of the cop's gun and fires at him, and he kind of wounds him enough to get away. They get back in the house, and he finds his grandpa, who he had hid in a suit of armor in the house. Like I said, it's like a museum in there. They have a suit of armor, Joe, and he hides them in it. How clever is that, right? Like,
Yeah.
as long as he didn't move, he was safe. So he gets him out of the suit of armor, and he's like, "Yeah, I got rid of him. He's gone." And then, of course, Joe, he ain't dead. He comes back, knocks the grandpa over. The grandpa doesn't know what the fuck's going on. He's going back after the kid, and the grandpa notices the gun, picks up the gun, but he can't see because he had just gotten had one of his diabetic moments where it's like he was seizing out and stuff. He had to have a shot to wake up, and the kid gave it to him in time, but he couldn't see when he was trying to aim the gun because he was coming out of it, you see. And then when he shot, he couldn't tell if it was the kid or the guy. But then the guy got close enough to him that he was like, okay, bang. And then he got him, and the grandpa saved the day. So the kid didn't grow up freaking out thinking he was a murderer. I killed Santa Claus, you know what I mean? But there was an interesting tidbit at the end where he talks to his mom after his mom and his dad show up. Because the mom gets in, I think it's either the mom or the dad, one or the other. One of them gets in an accident on the way back to the house, and the other one finds them on the way back to the house on the side of the road. And they help him. And when they get back to the house, the kid goes to his mom and he looks traumatized a little bit. Then he's just like, he looks over at his mom and says, I shouldn't have stayed up. Because she basically referring to what she said before, because Santa Claus turned into an ogre and came after him.
So it all comes back.
Yes.
Yeah.
To the floor. The folktale, yes.
Very interesting. Who would think that the French would do something creative?
I like it. I mean, it's the one movie that I don't care. I mean, other than that, I like High Tension.
Yeah.
Those are a couple of French horror flicks I'll watch, but this I consider it a horror movie, but at
Mhm.
the same time, it's more of an action horror
Well,
kind of thing.
like you like movies where dogs get killed.
Well, no, I think that was a very good reason for the kid to be mad because that was his playmate. It was
But
either that or the elderly grandpa.
he kills the dog in high tension. Or she kills the dog, I should say.
That's true. I forgot all about that scene.
Mm-hmm. I'm seeing a pattern here with your viewing.
That's ironic. I never knew that or thought of that. And they're
Yeah,
both French flicks, you see.
they are.
What is it with them and hurting dogs?
I don't know. Them and
Oh,
back.
uh, I watched Madhouse the other day as well, and that ain't even on my list of reviews. And that had a scene where a dog died in it.
Was that
That I
French?
think wasn't it a Rottweiler that gets a drill to the head because it's trying to jump through the door at a guy and takes a power drill to the head?
I don't remember, Matt.
That's the one with the twin sisters, and the one sister's got a disease, and she's got a Rottweiler as a dog, and she sends it out to sick people, and then come to find out the priest that's watching over the sick sister is in love with her and helping her kill and get revenge on the good-looking sister. It's from like 1981, and it's a foreign film too, I think.
Yeah, the only Madhouse I remember is with Vincent Price. But
That one's even older, I bet.
yeah.
But yeah, that's Deadly Games. Nothing like other than having a kid get the best of an adult on Christmas. That's the only comparison you can really compare these two movies to. There's no, him eating a bunch of ice cream because he's home alone or watching an R-rated movie or none of that. It's just straightforward. I'm a badass. Look at
Yeah.
me working out. You killed my dog, you son of a bitch. I'm gonna get you. And
Yeah, the wet bandits weren't that cruel. I mean, there was no, dog killing with those guys. They were just trying to make a buck.
Rich neighborhood, Yeah. Joe Pesci killed it in it. So, dude, great movie. I just want to say that, man. He's probably my favorite robber. Even though the dude screaming was funny, I just like that he was always fucking. He had that the Yosemite Sam cursing under your breath, kind of like not really cussing but cussing kind
Yeah.
of thing. It was so well, dude. And I used to love that about him.
He was the brains of the guy. He had
Right. Shut up, Marv.
Marv was the muscle. He was the brains.
Obviously.
Mhm.
Obviously. So what you got next, Joe?
Well, man, I liked Swim's Yule log so much that I decided to watch a 2024 film called Adult Swim Yule Log 2. Branching. Yeah, they made a sequel to this year. And, well, shit, the first one's so good. How can this not be great? How could it not be better? So this one starts out with the lady from the first movie. She didn't die, you see. She somehow survived. Even the Yule log going out. She's in the hospital and she's freaking out. She's seeing that Yule log everywhere she looks, She's going to therapy and she's carrying an axe around everywhere she goes, just in case the Yule log rolls her. She goes to work and, she's doing good. And then all of a sudden she has a flashback of the Yule log. So they fucking give her the boot, and it's understandable. You can't have some crazy bimbo there, when you're trying to do corporate meetings and stuff. That doesn't work. You're trying to earn money for your corporation. Now she's got to go. Well, her homosexual friend, because every woman has one, right? He's hey, look, you just need to get away from it all. Let's go down to Mexico. They don't even have logs. They can't celebrate Christmas there. It's too poor of a country, and well, yes, yeah, they have trees there. He goes, yeah, but they're palm trees. You can't make a Yule log out of a palm tree. Let's just go to Mexico. she agrees. Go, and then they have like a little accident on the way, and instead of going to Mexico, they go to Mistletoe Town or someplace like that. This is not my dog, or I would tell it to shit. Santa's coming for you. Yeah, good guard dog. Hey, so where was I? Okay, so they go to this town, and what it is, it's like a Hallmark Christmas town. So from this point forward, she's meeting the guy of her dreams every corner she turns. Like she meets one guy that has a little Christmas ornament shop, but that Christmas ornament shop, it's failing because they just opened a brand new fancy Christmas ornament shop on the other side of town. So everybody's going over there, and they got this rich realtor that wants to buy the shop, and he's just getting to the point, well, we're not making enough money, and his wife had just died the year before, and she had an idea for like a shrimp fondue thing that they could do to sell aside from the ornaments. And well, he just can't get the recipe right. And well, fuck, the log is back. The log is back. Aside from Santa trying to stop the log, he misses one little splinter, and that's all this log grow back to log size. And it's coming after this lady and anybody else that gets fucking way. That log is pissed.
Well, how'd they stop it in the last movie?
They didn't.
Well,
You didn't stop it.
they obliterated it just down to a splinter.
No, well, Santa did that in this movie. They didn't do shit to the log in the last one. They put it out a few times, but it just came back. This log, ain't no stopping it. Yeah, this movie, it is just a parody of the Hallmark movies, the Hallmark Christmas movies. It's just got that same, it's got like one joke of her, bumping into a guy on the sidewalk and she falls down. He'll reach down to her and it's some handsome dude, like the guy of her dreams. But they do this gag like 13 times in the movie, or maybe 12 days of Christmas times that they do it. Yeah, it's not funny because they wear the few jokes that they have into the ground. Everything that they did right in the first movie, they did wrong here. There's some gags in it that work. There's some special effects at the end because the log gets inside a lady and it starts to grow, like turns her into a tree, and that shit's pretty good. But overall, this is really, really disappointing. I would say skip this one. Don't be fooled by how good the first movie is and think, well, shit, I'm gonna watch the second like I did. Nope. But I'll tell you this: if they make a third one, I'll probably watch it because I'm a fucking sucker. And yeah, I don't know. You'll log to
Finish what he starts.
You'll log to branching out. It is also on Adult Swim and on HBO Max. But don't waste your time. I did it for you. I wasted my time, so you people watching this don't have to. Just stick with Yule Log.
Right on.
Or just put on, like a Christmas record, like King Diamond's "No Presents for Christmas." Just throw that on the record, ease back and relax, and enjoy your holiday.
Oh, should have known you were a Merciful Fate fan.
Right?
Well, Joe, I myself watched this year, and I missed it last year. But this is probably, bar none, my favorite Christmas movie to watch every year because it's my favorite theme, like show, because this is probably one of the stories that's been done the most, and it's in the theme of A Christmas Carol. And this one is Scrooged with Bill Murray. And let's see here. Where's my notes? There they are. Bill Murray, yes. And the lovely Karen Allen. I always love her in all the movies she's in. She's great. She was also in Indiana Jones, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I forgot
Um,
her. No, she had a boy's name.
and then Bobcat Goldthwait is Elliot, the drunk. He becomes the drunk. But yes. You had the dude from fucking. There's so many people in this. You had the dude from Gremlins 2 trying to be his assistant in this one, and he killed it. Every time he does that kind of character, I mean, everything he's in, he always does that kind of like, you know, character that he does. But yeah, Richard Donner did this one, who I couldn't believe it, but he does a lot of stuff I liked, man. Both the first Superman movies,
Yep.
The Omen, The Goonies,
Yeah.
which I mentioned earlier, and
I think he did
yeah, and all the Lethal Weapon movies.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean,
also featured Buster Poindexter as the cab driver.
yes, yes. He was probably my favorite ghost, to be honest with you.
Pretty good. He and Sigourney Weaver in one episode of Saturday Night Live, one of their Christmas episodes, it just so happens to be, they did a non-comedic thing where they just sang "Baby, It's Cold Outside." And this is before that song was canceled. So Sigourney Weaver betraying women like that. Terrible. Terrible.
Yeah, he was a singer before he was an actor, wasn't he?
Was.
Yes, that's what I thought. What I thought. But yeah, and then but yes, this movie follows Frank Cross, Bill Murray's character, who is an executive producer of a television station. They're putting together their own version of the Christmas Carol.
Sexy.
They want to knock it out. Yeah, they want to knock it out of the park this year with the ratings and stuff. So, and Frank has this like attitude, like they better watch or else, you know.
Mhm.
So he puts together, you know, he watches their stuff, you know, and he's like, I don't know if I really like what you guys are doing because you make everything so timid and festive and this, that, and the other. It's boring. So he shows them what he thinks they should do, and there's bombs going off, people being shot on the highway. Fucking, if you don't want your grandmother's house broken into, you better watch A Christmas Carol. You know, it's like crazy as shit, right? So the next day, he gets newspaper thrown at him, and it says that a woman had a heart attack watching this stuff. And he's like, "This is great. Let's keep showing it. This is what I'm talking about." And it gives him such a rush, right? Well, he's so mean spirited throughout the day, and you see him just being this big jerk. He also like fires Elliot, and that's why he starts drinking. Like right before Christmas, he fires him because he's standing up for the fact that he doesn't think that he should keep doing this ad, and you know, maybe he should tone it down. It's Christmas. Well, Frank has this long day of just being mean to everybody and just bossing everybody around, and he gets up to his room up in his office and he's having a drink and he's visited by his ex-boss. Kind of like how Scrooge was visited by
Jacob
his,
Marley.
yes, his old boss, who was the ghost that was tied down to all the weights, right?
It's business.
Yeah, oh, business partner, yes. The one that was he tied down with all of his greed.
Right.
By all
His
his tapes.
Fezziwig.
What's that taste like?
It tastes like
Hmm.
rich and spiced, it says. I don't know. It's got like toffee and I don't know, some nuts. If you're into nuts, cum.
Nut guy. I enjoy that shit. I like that in my coffee.
Yeah. But anyway, go ahead. Don't let me interrupt.
Oh yeah. So anyway, his old boss tells him he's gonna be visited by three ghosts because, you know, and he's dressed up like he was on a golf course. Like he'd just gotten like Didn't he die on the golf course or something like that? I don't
Maybe.
remember the backstory to him, but he looks like he was dressed like he was going to be on the golf course to play some rounds of golf or something. And he tells him, don't let your life be consumed by your work and greed like I was. He was like, go out there, get yourself involved in charities, take better care of the people around you. And he
This
just
is
laughed
what
it off.
I try to tell this. I try to convey this message to Tom all the time. Maybe he needs to get visited by three spirits. Because he's consumed by work.
To the point it makes him an asshole sometimes.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Don't let me go ahead with your review.
What he was getting at, though. We love you, Tom. Just you get grouchy whenever you get overworked, probably. That's probably all it is, man. It's all that latex you be dealing with.
Honestly, I'm surprised he's not on this program tonight. Because I'll tell you, somebody that loves to hear their own voice, man, there's not a podcast that guy won't do. But hey, we don't need him tonight, do we? But anyway, don't let me interrupt.
So, a few scenes that I really loved in this movie. The scene before he sees the first ghost, right before the cab comes up to him, when he's starting to see the eyeball in the drink, and he hears everybody talking, and he thinks that the guy that's going to be his assistant is the ghost, because he's like, aha, and he starts getting weirder and weirder, and then he sees the guy. I always remembered as a kid thinking it was a little over the top and creepy that the guy got set on fire right in front of him. We're like watching this guy burn, and I was like, and I always thought, man, somebody on fire like that's a little graphic, because you don't see it that much in too many movies. I mean, maybe for a second, like an explosion happens, guy runs on fire, it's over. But this guy was just sitting there burning and burning and burning until he finally got the water and splashed him. And he's like, I thought you were Richard Pryor. And then he left, and that made me pop, dude. I was like, oh, I forgot he said that.
So that stunt of somebody being on fire in the movie, that we talk about this on the BOYGOB show, that's my favorite stunt. Any motherfucker that does that, they're insane. Fire will mess you up like nothing else. And just whenever I see somebody do that, it's just, god damn.
So yeah, I like that scene because it starts his meltdown into madness, and then he meets the first ghost, which is the best ghost. He gets in the cab and figures out that he's riding with the ghost. He's drinking, he's smoking cigars, he's laughing. The smoke's coming out his ears and shit. This was very this guy looked like he was straight out of Beetlejuice. I ain't gonna lie. Like he reminded me like a character that would be out of like Beetlejuice or something like that. So like they go back to the past. They see his parents, where his dad throws him some fucking veal for Christmas, and he's like, "Well, I want a choo choo," and he wouldn't give him one. He bitches him out, lays down, sees his mom all laid up before she's about to have his little brother, and he is acting all tough, and that famous scene where he says, Niagara Falls, little Frankie, and he did. He cried. He said he wouldn't cry. He's like, I'm supposed to get all mushy when I come in here. No, he did. He couldn't stand it. And then they go a little bit further into the future. They're at an office party in the, what was it, 60s, I think. And the cute blonde that's doing the whole, hey, I'm going to fucking print my ass on the printer, offers to go out with him, but he's too tied up in his work to even want to go out with her. But, because he's trying to prove a point. People used to have fun at your work, and now they don't.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Then they run into the spot where he runs into Claire, which is, again, played by, Karen Allen, who did wonderful in this movie. She's got that great smile. She's she's got that girl next door charm to her, and you really believe that they've got that chemistry between the two of them. And you see a little bit of interaction with them as a couple, all the way up to the point that he's doing the. Help me out, Joe. What's the name of the dog that he was playing as?
I don't know, but Karen Allen, she's like the girl that got away.
Yeah,
and I why she's so
she left
related
word to him. Yeah,
to that, because a lot of people have that. It's like, shit, what if I hadn't have fucked everything up?
right. Because he's like sitting there and he's like in between. Um, it's like a Barney show, and he's playing as the main character, and he's underneath the costume as the dog, and he's like, yeah, the boss wants to take us out for drinks and stuff. She's like, yeah, but we're gonna go see my family, and he's like, well, I got to go do this because it's for my career. And that was the point where she was like, well, this is what it's going to be like. So I can't do this.
Yeah.
So he's sitting there and he's trying to explain to the ghost that he knows what's going on and everything's all good. And boom, he just wakes up and he's in the set. Like he's at the set where the show's getting made. And he's kind of freaking out because he was with the ghost. He was on the set, as the dog. And now all of a sudden he's there. They're doing the Christmas Carol thing. The girls are all dancing and doing their fucking routine and shit. And I forgot to talk about the girl that keeps getting beat up. Isn't she like some censor chick that wants to censor the show and make sure that they don't like break any rules or laws or some shit? Like she's basically the Karen on set. And like they don't want to see the girl's nipples that's a dancer, so they want to change her outfit and all this other shit. And she keeps getting hit by everything that goes on the slapstick.
Yeah.
Which onto the second ghost. But before he does that, he reaches out to Claire to go see her in person. She's working as a lady that does basically she's a charity person. She works at a church and takes care of the homeless and stuff like that. And he tries to go talk to her, but he's still nuts. He's sitting there with wasn't that when he's sitting there with the homeless people, there's the dude that from the beginning of House of a Thousand Corpses. He's sitting there. The one that sings the little song about the guy, he's like
but I don't remember. It's been so long since I've seen this movie, man. I don't remember. I just remember key moments of it.
Trying to think of anything else I've seen this guy in, but it was that dude, and I swear to God, the lady from Throw Mama from the Train is sitting there with them too. And they're and they're playing the homeless people. And they hand him a drink and they're like, come on, just have a drink with us, just one drink. And he sits there and he pretends to drink it. He opens his mouth real low and he pours it down to where it just misses his mouth. And he's like, oh yeah. And they're like, yeah. And they're like, and then he fucking starts reciting some shit from like Hamlet or some weird shit. And then gets mad at Claire, tells him don't let these people take advantage of you. And then he leaves, and then he runs into the second ghost who continues to slapstick. She's LaFerry. And this chick, she whoops the shit out of him, Joe. Literally.
Yeah.
Every other scene, she's like slapping him, kicking him in the crotch. She hits him with a fucking toaster before it's all over. But this ghost takes him and shows him the present, Joe. They go to like his coworker, the lady that he didn't give the raise to, and sees how they're living basically in poverty in a way. So many people living in one apartment, they ain't even got enough to buy a Christmas tree. And then they go to the brother's house, and the little brother, they're all playing categories or some shit, or hot trivia pursuit or some shit, and they're watching him play the game, and he opens up his gift from his brother. And at the beginning of the movie, he's doing a list of gifts to people, towels or VCRs. He told his secretary to send him a towel, but he opens up the gift, and it's a nice, fancy VCR, which was a top-of-the-line gift back then.
Yeah.
Those weren't cheap. Those were like $500 devices back in the day. Camcorders were even more. I'm telling you. that's a high-end item. And he opens it up and he's like really shocked that he got it. And he's like, and they all cheers him, you know, and say he's a great guy and whatever. And he just sits there and he kind of feels a little like he was mad at first about the whole thing, but he's like, you can go ahead and keep that VCR. And he was just kind of like, he had a moment there when he was thinking about how he kind of liked his brother, you know, and he missed him, you know, or whatnot. You know, he's seeing a little bit of him of being affected by what's going on.
Yeah.
So she picks up the toaster and off the table, hits him with it, knocks him clean out, and then he runs into the guy that I was talking about, who was at the beginning of A House of Thousand Corpses. This guy is frozen, and this scene always freaked me out when I was a kid too. There's a couple scenes in it that really scared me, but this one scared me too because he's frozen in the sewer, and he's trying to get out of the sewer, and he's just sitting there, and bad that he didn't get help, and it was one of those scenes that really kind of bothered me. I was like, the whole movie's really funny at times, but this part was really serious. Seeing that homeless guy frozen to death down there in the sewer there is just like. Anyway, long story short, he sees the third ghost. The third ghost happens right around the time that Bobcat Goldthwait, who has been getting drunk this whole time, comes back to fucking shoot his ass.
Lily!
So he's got his fucking shotgun loaded, and he's looking for him. And he gets on a elevator to escape being shot, and that's when he runs into the third ghost, who has a television screen for a face, which I thought was a neat touch because he works in television. And inside of his, you know, are all these souls or little gremlin things wrapped around his ribs and shit. And I always thought that was a neat visual as a kid. And he literally goes to the future and sees that Claire hates fucking kids that are poor. She shits on him, tells him to, you know, basically fuck off because she's a rich person now. She don't need that shit. And says, well, an old friend of mine told me that you just need to let go of them because they'll walk all over you your whole life like a parasite. And like literally, and then after that they flash forward to him being cremated with his brother there at an older age and other people. And it took him being in the coffin, being burned before he literally was saying he was sorry. You know, he was in that coffin shaking like a dog shit and peach seeds, as Jim Cornette would say. And he gets out of the elevator like he's like on fire still, like he thinks he's still burning and shit. And when he gets out, he's so fucking happy that I swear to God, this scene alone, he goes from being mad crazy, not knowing what the fuck's going on, kind of scared to look around the corner, suspecting everybody, to being so happy he's alive that he ain't even afraid of being shot anymore. Like, dude's trying to point the gun in his face and he don't even care. He turns the tables and swerves it on him, on Elliot, and old Elliot's afraid of him because he can't understand how happy he is. Like, it's just fucking awesome, dude. Yeah, way 2 thumbs up for me on this movie. If anybody out there that's younger and hasn't seen this one, definitely give it a watch. It is like Bill Murray at his best without having too many of the other people that you're used to seeing him work with on his jokes. You know, like the other guys from Ghostbusters and stuff like that. It shows that he had legs as his own, you know, kind of like in Groundhog Day. It's a good standalone work for him, and yeah, go check it out.
Yeah, to me, like, I love A Christmas Carol. You know, Charles Dickens, this is the best thing he wrote. Fuck Great Expectations, A Tale of Two Cities, all that bullshit. This is where it's at. And it's also short and to the point. It's like 80 pages. So I'll give any adaptation a chance. And there's a shitload of good ones. You know, there's like a Mr. Magoo Christmas Carol. You got a Muppets Christmas Carol. As it says there in the one with George C. Scott is probably my favorite, just because George C. Scott is acting his ass off throughout the thing, and his change from the beginning to the end of it, just like this one, with Bill Murray's change, even though it's done for laughs, a lot of it's done for laughs, it's still like a heartfelt movie. Yeah, I dig it, man. It's really good. It's been a long time since I watched it. My mom loves it, so I'll see if she wants to watch it again when I go down there and visit. Yeah, good movie, man. Good choice.
Absolutely, dude. And like I said, man, by the end of it, you're just so glad that it does. It raises your spirits. It's just one of those good stories that raises your spirits. And I'm glad you brought up the Muppet one, because I like the Muppet Christmas Carol. I like the Muppet what was it? The pirate one that they did. Yeah, I enjoy that stuff too, man. Great stuff. And a Christmas Carol is a classic, hands down.
Yeah,
What you got next, Joe?
this is really brief because I just threw this on because it was a Christmas thing, and it's like confession. Christmas, it's not my jam. That's why it was such a hoot for Tom to fucking want me to do this show. I hate the cold, and Christmas, it just, it's usually a time when I'm broke, when there's no money coming in or anything. So, this year's a little better, but I watched on Hulu A White Elephant Puppy Party. Have you heard of this?
No.
No. Fuck. Nobody has. This was just like a 20-minute thing, and it's just they threw a bunch of puppies in a room, a Christmas decorated room, and there's presents there. And I guess maybe they threw some peanut butter or some treats in the presents, so they're like tearing up the presents, or just there's a train going around. Some of the dogs are following the train. Some of them are trying to get on the ornaments on the tree, and it's fucking cute. It's puppies. How could it not be cute? And
did they do voiceovers for the dogs?
No, there's nothing. It's just like little Christmas music playing. No lyrics. There's just music playing, and they're just running around. It's like the Puppy Bowl, but not with
I've seen the Puppy Bowl before.
Yeah, not with the commentary that the Puppy Bowl has. And I was digging it. Hey, this is cute. But then my dog comes up, and my dog just stays glued to the TV, just following the dog, going left and right. So that was cool, So yeah, it was a heartfelt little thing. And I'm sorry my reviews aren't going as long as yours are, but there's nothing really to say about this. But if you like puppies, watch it. But if you just like music, then hey, how about a metal Christmas? We talked about fucking Christmas carols earlier, so this one has "We Wish You a Merry Christmas" with Joe Scott Soto, Bruce Kulick from fucking who is he with? Quiet Riot? I don't know. Bob Kulick. It's got "Run Rudolph Run" by Lemmy. Yeah, from old fucking Motorhead. Santa Claus is Coming to Town from Alice Cooper. God Rest You, Merry Gentlemen, done by Ronnie James Dio, and much, much more. So get your K-Tech, order your record, cassette, or track today. Call our 1-800 number. Yeah.
I worked at college in their kitchen, and there was a guy that I worked with, and we worked together 5 years. And every Christmas, dude, he would play constantly. And I mean, not constantly, but at least once a week, he would play the Twisted Sister Twisted Christmas album.
I think Dee Snider does one on this one. Let me see. No, I guess not. But I know what's his name, Sazo, that played guitar for Twisted Sister. He's on here on one of them.
That's probably Tom's favorite Christmas carol. Come all ye faithful.
No, Rum pum tom 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 tom.
There you go.
I hate that song. The Little Drummer Boy. I don't know why. I just get mad whenever that one comes on. It's just fucking dumb.
I feel like every time I hear it, every version of it has that generic military drum noise in it
Yeah.
of the snare. And it's like, can't you guys make it sound any different? Like every single version of it is the same. It's like,
And the 12 Days of Christmas, that one just sucks a dick, man. That one, but we'll get to that a little more later. Yeah.
all I've got left on here, but I could briefly, like you kind of briefly went over what you just watched. I did watch one that Tom recommended though. I was on a kick with some trauma movies, and he recommended, and I hadn't seen this one. I can't believe it slipped past my radar, but I had not seen the Frostbiter movie. You know, the one about the Wendigo one.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and holy shit, dude, it was off the wall, off the chain. I mean, I don't want to spoil too much of it because if you tell people about it, they
Why
might
not?
be like, "Well, that sounds stupid." But if
And
you just watch it,
what year did it come out?
I do believe it was done in the '90s. I didn't write much down about it. Like I just wrote the name of the movie down. I didn't put the date. It was
So
done.
that was 35 years ago. Fuck it. Spoil it. You know, they had 35 years to watch it.
Well, basically, there's these two hunters, and they're out getting drunk, and there's an old man. There's somebody in a really old prosthetic man mask tells these guys, hey, get off of here, you know. I watch this land and I protect this land. Get the hell out of here. You don't know what you're doing. Guy with the gun acts like a retard and shoots him. Sorry, R word and shoots him. My bad. My bad. Um, uh, he basically says some stuff about the circle being completed and stuff, and then this girl, she gets like summoned by this old guy's ghost, told she gets this Incaran to come out to the woods, and the Yeti comes forth and chases this lone because there's only one. The other guy, I guess he books it out of there and he gets killed, but um the one hunter, he ends up running away and running into all these different groups of people, and everywhere he goes and every group of people he runs into, some like Evil Dead type shit will happen, like, and a song will play describing what's going on, and it's the corniest fucking song you'll ever hear, but it's just fucking hilarious to hear it because it's like literally describing, like, when the chili monsters come out of the chili, there's a song, describing, talking about chili, and every time they shoot a chili monster, chili shoots all over the wall and shit. It's great. It looks corny, but it's great. You think it sounds stupid, but it's great. um Especially when they go into the gas station or whatever it was, and he's talking to the redneck, and you hear the song playing in the background, this country song about I like women that flirt, or I love women that flirt. That song, priceless, priceless. Says some stuff in there that ain't appropriate, but of course it's a trauma movie, you know. So
Yeah.
if you go into it, expect a lot of puppet stuff, um, a lot of splatter effects, but practical and cheaply done, but it's fun. It's all fun. The movie, like I said, it's like one scenario after another that ends up being almost like an Evil Dead scenario. Like something turns evil, whether it's food or animals or and at the very end, um, the Wendigo actually like takes its full form. It looks like a half horse, half snow beast thing with these horns on its head. Um, like an abominable snowman thing without the fur. And it takes both her and the ghost of the old man to take it down with some kind of lightning power that they shoot out of their hands at it. and they stop it, and the circle's complete, and everybody's safe. But that's not really what you care about. The ending is just there to end the movie. Really, it's all the shenanigans in between, kind of like in Poultrygeist. That movie, you don't go there for the resolution of the movie. You go there for all the fucked up shit that happens throughout it. Same with Terraformer. All these movies have the same kind of thing. It's like you want to see how far the envelope gets pushed with the low budget that they have, and it's fun. I appreciate Tom uh, recommending it to me. I do like Cannibal the musical better though.
Well, the last thing that I watched for Christmas was Pee-wee's Playhouse Christmas Special. You familiar with Pee-wee's Playhouse?
Am, but I don't know about the Christmas special, Joe.
I'd forgotten about the Christmas special. Set up, same production and everything as the TV show. And if you like that show, if you like the Pee Wee Herman comedy, this is fucking great. This is like most Christmas specials that people do. It's like pandering bullshit. This was just his show, but set, for like, hey, we're decorating for Christmas. But they do make it a little special. It is loaded up with guest stars. It's got these 3 older set twins that I guess were singers at the time. I don't remember what they were called, but they come in, they sing a little jingle. Frankie Avalon and Annette Fotticello, or whatever the hell her name is, they show up, and Magic Johnson shows up. You remember old Magic Johnson?
Was this before or after his career?
This is I guess right after.
Okay, because he did get real popular at the very end of his career, and ironically, it was after he got AIDS.
Yeah.
How weird is that?
Yeah. Charo, and usually you'd only see her like Fantasy Island or the Love Boat, and she sings, of course, Feliz Navidad. Let's see, Grace Jones, she does a little song too, and she's like dancing around in a funky outfit. Pretty good. Cher shows up.
Nice.
Debbie Reynolds shows up.
So this is a who's who kind of smorgasbord of like famous people just coming up and singing some Christmas tunes or doing skits.
Yeah. Little Richard. Little Richard shows up. And I've always suspected he's a gay F word. You might actually say the hard F word, the way you've been throwing words around. But he has a little role. Lawrence Fishburne, who always played Cowboy Curtis, he reprises his role of Cowboy Curtis here. And then you got everybody else who was usually there. Old Jambi died recently, I think. The fucking pterodactyl, Randy, the bully puppet. Yeah. The map and the globe, the cherry, everybody that you know and love is in this. And it's a lot of fun. Pee-wee, he's writing a long ass letter to Santa, about all the things he wants. But by the end of it, he learns it's not just about presents. It's about giving to others. It's about making sure everybody you love is happy. And there's a running gag where everybody's bringing him fruitcake. What are your thoughts on fruitcake?
Man, I've been told I'm nuttier than one, but I'll tell you, I've never been a fan of it because it's just I like peanuts and cashews and what's the other one? Almonds. But when it comes to like some of those bitter nuts, like a walnut and stuff, it fucking sucks for me because that takes me completely out of whatever I'm eating. It could be the sweetest thing in the world, like a great cookie or something, but I hit one walnut and I'm like, nope, I pass. Right. So I can't take the Yeah, that's how I feel about it.
That's fair. Well, I think it's very offensive to refer to them as that, so I'll just say the gay F word. But anyway, this show, it's a lot of fun. It's man, if you have like kids that don't know who Pee Wee Herman is, and don't know the scandal or whatever, as everybody was saying in the chat, his shit was funny. It was cool. It was entertaining, and the set on this show and some of the shit they do is inventive and fun. There's animations. There's even some our Jewish friends here because they have a little Hanukkah segment with the dinosaurs. Turns out the dinosaurs were Jewish. Who'd have thought? Who'd have thought that, huh?
Right. Yeah, didn't he have a pterodactyl that would come to his window?
Yeah, they had food in the refrigerator that would do some claymation shit, and they're in here too.
Right. Yeah, dude. Now you're taking me back to, dude, my dad would argue with me and say we're watching Pee-wee's Playhouse when I'd be at his house on the weekends. I'd be like, but Real Ghostbusters is on the other channel, and I want to watch Real Ghostbusters. It's like, too bad we're watching Pee-wee's Playhouse. So we had to make a deal with my dad that every other weekend, we'd switch which one we watch. Because, like you, he thought he was funny.
Mm-hmm.
He liked his show every week. So, but I thought it was inventive too, man. I mean, the fact that he was able to bust out like little segments from the old cartoons too.
Yeah.
With or was it King of the Cartoons?
King of
That's
Cartoons.
cool.
He shows up and he plays one of those old cartoons. Yeah. Good shit, man. Good shit.
It would be neat to see the behind the scenes of how they ran everything that worked on the set, without people seeing it being done.
And then nobody wanted to touch, studio wise. They didn't want anything to do with him for a while. And then he came back, and I haven't seen any of the new shit that he did before. He's dead, right? He died not too long ago. Yeah. So I the newer stuff he did, but I figure by then the magic was probably gone, and there's things, it's just a certain time for it that you can't recapture, and I think that was one of them.
Right on. So I got one last one, and I'll make this quick before we gotta go. But I did watch the remake of Black Christmas.
I almost watched that. And then I thought, Joe, what the fuck are you thinking?
This was this was way better to me when I watched it when I was younger. When it first came out in, like, I guess, what was it, 2006 is when this came out. And the director, he also did some other famous stuff. Glenn Morgan, he did Willard, the remake with Glenn, what was his name? Kristen Glover, that's it. And then he also did Final Destination 1 and 3 and the one with Jet Li.
Oh.
So, and I didn't even know he did that one, but hey, that movie's got a great soundtrack. I'll give it that. But this one's got the story of Billy Lenz, who is a guy obsessed with Christmas, and he's locked up and in a psych ward for well, there's a backstory to it all, which you learn throughout the movie. But there's these sorority girls all hanging out at their house. They literally put a present under the tree for Billy every year because that was the house that Billy was raised in. And the backstory goes, and they find out from a kid, an older guy who grew up on that street, that when Billy was a kid, he was left upstairs because his mom didn't want to deal with him, so he was kind of just shut up in the attic, and she wanted to get rid of his dad. So she had a boyfriend. The boyfriend and the dad get into a scuffle, and the mom helps them, end him. They bury him under the porch. So Billy sees this because he's in the walls, right? So Billy, and the eye in the walls is kind of a creepy thing because you see him doing it a lot, but it gets played out after a while. It's like in the floors, it's in the walls and the ceilings, all over the place. Anyway, but they start getting phone calls in the house, Joe, and it's somebody saying, "You're my family now," like, or "They're my family now," like over and over and over again. And but Billy's actually locked up at this moment, so you're just kind of like, well, how's Billy getting to a phone? Well, they show more backstory, and Billy's up in his attic as a teenager, and the mom is drunk with with her new boyfriend or husband. She's trying to nail him on the stairs, and she's riding him like Seabiscuit, and he can't get it up anymore. He falls asleep. She's still horny, so well, what's a horny mom supposed to do when she wants to finish her nut? She goes upstairs and nails her son.
Of course.
Of course, I mean, he's never had it before, so he'll be ready for a couple rounds. Why not? We'll introduce him to him. Whatever. Anyway, this happens 9 months later. They have a hideous daughter, and Agnes is her name. She looks very distinctly odd because of the fact that she's inbred.
Mm-hmm.
And
So
Billy,
that's what you're saying.
Very much so. Billy gets fed up the night that he gets a telescope for Christmas and sees other families across the street having fun together. And Billy's never been able to be downstairs with his family on Christmas, so he sneaks through the walls and gets Agnes. They're looking for Agnes, both the parents. Literally, he stabs the eyeball out of the husband's head with like a ornament thing that's pointed. And this happens all throughout the movie. It's either stabbed her in the eye or the eyeball comes out. This happens all the time because his name is Billy Lenz, right? Eyeball lens. It's like a theme through the whole movie that the eyeball, yeah. So, and the eye through the fucking walls, all that stuff, it all ties into it. So,
hold on. So it came out, was it in 3D? Because you did this now.
It could have, dude. It would have been a great 3D movie, but this is way before they redid 3D for what was it? The Avatar movie. Like, remember when they redid all the cool 3D stuff for movies? This is way before that, so it didn't work out for that. It was like maybe 3 or 4 years before they started doing that. But literally, he after he kills the dad. He kills the mom with a fucking rolling pin so brutally that the fucking stuff on the counter is all shaking and stuff. Takes a cookie cutter, cuts the angel cookies out of her back with skin, throws them in the oven, and then when the cops pull up, he's sitting there eating his Christmas cookies that he baked out of her skin with milk. He's dipping the skin in milk and eating it. And that's how they caught him and put him in an asylum. Well, he's out now, Joe, and he goes back home for Christmas. And come to find out, Agnes is out too, and she's already in the fucking house with them. And she's the one already stabbing up everybody and pulling their eyeballs out. And it seems like they both have a fetish for eyeballs because they both be eating them. Mm-hmm. Agnes only has one eye because Billy ate one of hers. But she's so excited about Daddy coming home. It's kind of creepy how excited she is about Daddy coming home. But Dad's coming home, so she wants to lay out all the people dead upstairs so he can be gifted by the family that she's provided for him so he can have a family Christmas when he gets home. Well, she's not having it, the final chick. She's going to fucking fight and kick and scream. They set the attic on fire with a fake tree gets lit by a candle. Some burning, it starts burning and the lights get wrapped around their legs and stuff. They go down the side of the wall because, like I said, they were going through the walls to find stuff and get to people and kill people while they're in the walls. Billy.
So the fake tree got lit up by a candle?
Yes, during a scuffle. See, the dad, Billy's back.
No, I thought those trees were fire R-worded.
It should be, but in this movie, no. The tinsel in the tree goes right up.
Okay.
Right up, man. And then it goes down the side of the wall. They go down to the utility room where the washer and dryer is. That's the bottom of it. The fire goes all the way down and causes them to be burned. And on the way out, because the girl actually gets to a point in the wall where they can knock the wall out and pull her out of it before they get burned up, they dump a whole lot of chemicals down to set them all on fire and get away. And there's like a scene at the hospital where Billy isn't dead and he gets thrown through a Christmas tree. And no, it doesn't go through his eyeball. It comes out of his intestines, and his intestines are wrapped around the tree like a, yeah. But
Okay.
yeah, that was Black Christmas. Not as good as I thought it was. It kind of sucked. A lot of eye gore. I mean, you would have thought this was a Fulci film, the way it's like always got the eye.
Would you say the movie The Boy ripped it off?
The Void?
The Boy.
The Boy. Oh. Possibly. Possibly. With the whole scenario of the kid hiding in the walls and not being seen.
Yeah.
Sort of. But you have the whole scenario with the little girl being his dad, though. They throw that in there to, and I haven't seen the original Black Christmas. I've tried a few times, but I couldn't really get into it. I don't know if the same thing goes on in the original one. I know it's just phone calls, right?
It's good.
But it's not like an incest story and all that shit, is it?
No, I like it. Her is great in it. She's just drunk the whole time, and she's like the original Karen Allen. You know, I always use those two, but Margot Kidder went crazy and started pulling her teeth out and shit, and thinking the CIA was after her. Maybe they were. You know, who the fuck am I to say? I don't know what happened there. I just hope she has a Merry Christmas. No, she's dead, right? Fuck. What a downer.
What would Tom do? One of these?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pour out his. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, Joe, that's all I got for tonight. I appreciate our time spent together on the holidays.
Oh, it's the doorbell. Let me go see who's there.
Oh my God. Will you invite somebody over?
Well. Wouldn't you know it?
Of course. A horse is a horse, of course.
What did I say?
Hey, everybody. Oh, shit. Joe is right. That does sound pretty good.
Hmm?
Fuck yeah. Happy Hanukkah, everyone. I hope you're all doing well. I've been in the background listening to the show, laughing and laughing. If the lights were a little brighter, you would see the tears rolling down the sides of my cheeks.
So I suspect, Tom, that you're here to tell us about the Italian tradition of fishes on
7 of them.
7 fishes.
I almost yesterday we had a shit fest, but it didn't go how the normal shit fest does, but we'll get into that. I had this Mexican shit I pulled that was supposed to be like the wildest Christmas movie ever, but I'll talk about that in January, I guess. But hey guys, let me ask you something. Have you ever heard of Ernest P. Worrell?
I have heard of S.P. Worrell.
Did you know that he made a movie called Ernest Saves Christmas?
Ah, the beloved classic Ernest Saves Christmas. Yes, I have heard of this one.
Sorry about that. I was just trying to get the festive background back, but I fucked something up, probably because sitting back, yeah, somehow I got drunker producing the show than I do when I'm on it, but that's all right.
Listen, drink, instead of talking. But I liked that 3 thing you had going. That was pretty cool.
You got it, champ. So, fellas, I watched the hit motion picture Ernest Saves Christmas. Can you believe it? He saves Christmas.
Oh fuck, he is buzzed.
However, like every other saves Christmas movie, he doesn't save shit. So
Right now, Christmas doesn't need saving. It's
no. And Christmas really isn't saved by anybody in this movie, which is weird. So Santa Claus, he's traveling to Orlando because that's where the bloke who he picked to be the new Santa Claus lives. And this dude, he looks like a cross between Louis Anderson and Fez Whatley from the Ron and Fez show.
Gooey Anderson.
Ooh, squirt, squirt. So, this gentle fellow, he is an actor. And no, he does some shit in a museum. He like reads to children. He's one of these guys who like likes to hang around children.
Is he French?
No, unfortunately, I think he's a red-blooded American. Fucking prick. So he's reading books, not in drag, weird, right? To children at a museum, and Santa Claus pops up and say, "Hey, bud, let me talk to you." And then the dude's agent pops up and says, "Hey, fuck this old fruit. Let me tell you something. I got you a starring role in the hit motion picture, A Black Lagoon Christmas." So he's kind of conflicted. You know, Santa doesn't want him to do it because he wants this fucking man to be the new Santa. But, you know, he wants to make it, gosh darn it. But he doesn't want to shave his beard either because they're asking for that too. And then in the background, Ernest is a taxi driver in Florida, even though he's not one of those engines. But they still gave him a job anyways for some reason. And there's this girl who's running away from, it looks like a waiter at a restaurant. And she just hops in Ernest's cab and says, "Hey, drive away." So the rest of this movie, Ernest is romping around with this young girl, and it's like, well, at least she's older than the kids and scared stupid. This is still kind of fucking weird, Ernest. But later on in the movie, she's like, "Oh, I'm 22, and everybody thinks I'm so young." And then I was just like, "Oh God, well, at least we can make jokes about fucking her now." But then I thought, hey, wait a minute. Why did they feel they had to mention that? That's weird. Anyways, Ernest mugs for the camera. This guy ends up becoming Santa Claus, and nothing's saved. I watched this with my buddy Corey, and he fucking loved it. Like, there was a joke going, "Know what I mean, Vern?" And he was like, "Ha, know what I mean, Vern?" And just fucking saying this shit and loving it, dude. He loved it. Like, this shit was making him so fucking happy. I fucking like watching him be so fucking happy more than I like this, because this movie was okay. I got this one confused with the, what is it? The one where he, fucks a dude or gets fucked by a dude in prison.
Ernest,
Like,
maximum time.
yeah. Like, I was just like, so when's he gonna turn into a Christmas tree in a bank? And I was like, oh, well, I kinda remember this one. It was okay, but I wasn't enjoying it as much as Corey. And then he said, "Tom, I gotta be real with you, son." And I said, "All right, my child, what do you have to tell me?" And he said, "I love this so much because I grew up a young buck." And I said, "Get the fuck out of here, you son of a bitch." And he said, "No, no, no, wait, it's a hunting thing." there's this Buckmasters thing, and then they had a thing for kids called Young Bucks, and you got this VHS hosted by Jim Varney called The Misadventures of Bubba.
Mhm.
So it's Jim Varney like, hey kids, listen up. I'm gonna tell you all about gun safety. And then it'll cut to him like wearing a goofy Kyle Broflovsky hat from South Park, but it's orange because they're hunters and shit. Well, now, my name's Bubba, and I'm gonna do all the wrong shit.
I thought you were gonna say a Kyle Rittenhouse.
No. No, sir. Rest in empowerment, King. Wakanda forever. So this fucking, it's just them going back and forth like, I'm Bubba. I'm gonna do some dumb shit. Hey, kids, don't do that. That ain't the right thing to do. And it's something. I mean, it's a fucking oddity for sure, but yeah. So it gave me a little insight. The movie's all right. I don't know. Like, if you fucking dig it because you watched it as a kid, I can understand the nostalgia and all that, but it didn't.
I remember liking it, man. There's I mean, it's in Florida, so there's an alligator in there somewhere, right?
I can't remember. There's an alligator, but I'm glad you reminded me it's in Florida because everybody is so fucking sweaty, dude. Ernest is sweating bullets like a motherfucker. Like his shirt is covered in sweat, like he's been running miles and shit. It's fucking crazy.
Isn't that how he gets into the movie studio? He plays like an alligator handler or something.
Yeah.
Snake handler.
Yeah, the snake.
Oh, you don't want to touch these snakes now. They're going to get you. Doing that fucking kind of shit. But yeah, who would have thought Ernest handles snakes?
Yeah, look at there, Vern. That's Hulk Hogan's gift shop emporium. And, you know, doing that shit. Does he do the lady with the neck brace? Is she in there?
Yes, Tyler Perry did steal my gimmick.
Mhm.
Sure does, Joe. Sure does. All the hits are there because this is an early one, so they're throwing all the shit. The fat guy and the skinny guy is there. Of course, the fat guy does the pig noise and makes his eyes go all wonky. But
So when Pee Wee Herman's Playhouse was at its peak, it opened the doors for people like Ernest P. Worrell, because Ernest had a show too, based on the popularity of Pee Wee's Playhouse.
it's called Hey Vern, I think.
Yeah, yeah, and then that other fucker, Martin Short, he had a character with hair sticking up, and they gave
Clifford.
Oh,
Mhm.
Was it Clifford?
Yeah, I don't know. Clifford was a big red dog.
He was, and he had a big red rocket, and he can fuck right off on that thing because his movie sucked a fucking big red rocket.
It did, but I don't remember.
He's
Martin.
talking about the movie where he plays a kid. Like Martin Short plays the role of a kid.
With a
and,
big,
like,
fat, red dick.
He's the kid. Yeah. And it was kind of a dumb movie, honestly. But yeah, I know what he's talking about. The Clifford movie.
You know what I...
Hey, Tom Froze. This is just like our show. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Look at him with his mouth all open there. Fucking, you know, just waiting. Give it to me. Give it.
thought of how crazy
There
it
he
is
is.
that no Oh shit. I was saying that it's funny how no comments have been popping up on screen since I've been here. Weird. Fucking pricks. Hey, speaking of fucking pricks,
I like the way certain. Wait, what? Let me go get the door. What the fuck's going on here?
You know, when I always think of that movie, Tom, I think of Ernest pulling the wiring out of the wall when he's trying to put the tree up.
yeah, I talked to my buddy Corey about that, who's an electrician. He said that is not realistic.
Sorry,
said
guys,
that
I
would
fell
not
asleep
happen.
listening to Bootleg for the last 2 hours.
Look, now you get this.
God. Still working?
My dogs are going crazy now. Look at that.
Let the dogs out.
Those are bad.
These things are not going to shut up either, boy.
So,
Man.
hey, what the fuck did you stop by for?
Oh, I was just going to swing by because I watched a Christmas movie too. Trailer Park Boys.
Trailer Park Boys?
Christmas special.
The Trailer Park Boys Christmas special?
Yep, that's the one, Tom.
I can't believe it. I watched it too.
So did I.
Holy, wow. Watch
Dogs, shut up, or I'm going to have Bootleg come over. He loves hurting dogs.
Oh, that's pure speculation.
He's like a Frenchman.
They're not
It's
gonna
also
stop.
purely speculation.
This guy.
No, we'll wait.
This
What
guy.
the hell?
But yeah, so anyways, I
can't hear you over that dog.
let me go strangle it. Let me get Bootleg. I'll be right back.
Hey, check this out. Oh man, I was gonna go to the comments, but since JR's here now, no one's saying anything.
I got the answer for these sons of bitches.
Ain't that the truth?
There we go. Let me scroll up so I can.
So, guys, what can be said about the Trailer Park Boys Christmas special besides it was a Christmas special that was rushed and they had about a week to shoot it at the end of October and the beginning of September, so it could air probably at the end of November, beginning of December?
Well, I would say that is quite evident that this was a rush, at least on the writing portion.
So the Trailer Park Boys Christmas special, this was shot after season 4, right before season 5. This was at the time when they did have their own set, aka trailer park of their own that they can shoot in. So they had control of this. Sure, it was Canada at the end of November or at the end of September, beginning of October, but still wasn't snowing yet. No matter whatever stereotypes you think about Canada, snow wasn't there yet, dog. So they had to haul in snow and snow and snow. They originally had a $3,000 snow budget for this special, for this 43 or 47-minute special. But when it was over, it was a $27,000 snow budget. And still, if you look in the background, you can see grass.
I got the kid on it. I think he's gonna shut them dogs up. I gave him the warning that if they didn't stop, I was gonna get Bootleg over here and let him do his thing, you know.
Drop hard R's.
Drop hard R's and hurt animals.
Probably give them a movie review or two.
And it'll go on for fucking ages.
Talk him to death.
Well, this one I only wrote one thing down for this movie. I put the state of
What does
Ricky's.
this say? I'm gay.
Well, no, why don't you run us through the plot of this one?
Oh, god damn it. Let me go take 3 pisses then.
I'm sorry.
Go on, tell us.
All right, come on, Bootleg. Talk our goddamn ears off.
Yes.
Come on, run with it.
I just watched it recently. I mean,
So in this one, it's set in the year of our Lord, 1997, before the camera crew was in Sunnyvale. Someone shot this like a documentary, even though they probably could have shot this like a normal sitcom or movie. They still decided to shoot it semi-documentary. This is supposed to take place before any of the seasons of Trailer Park Boys. How does it start out, Mr. Bootleg? Where are our characters at this point in time on December 23rd, 1997.
Where are they, Bootleg?
Ricky's in jail.
What?
He's
Seemed like
celebrating
such a
Christmas
nice
in
boy.
jail. Right? And then Julian wants to sends Bubbles to go pick him up, and Ricky's instantly pissed because he's like, no, man, I want to spend this, our Christmas vacation time in jail because all they do is get drunk and they got no chores or nothing. So he wants to stay in jail and just get drunk and have fun. But Bubbles is there to get him out. And yeah, it basically pisses Ricky off.
Why?
Yeah, why, dog?
Because he wants to stay in jail and party.
Because it's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
You see that fucking Donnie or whoever the fuck was getting all shimmed up trying to get Ricky's shit and he just fell over. Cops are more fucked up than the inmates. I can't believe it, but they are foreigners.
And why does old Julian want to get him out? Exfoliate on this.
Shit. Why did he want to get him out? This is another one of
I
his
thought you
schemes.
just watched this movie. God damn.
They're doing a light competition with the Christmas.
He wants to make money.
And yeah,
He needs dummies so he can make money because he's a fucking thief piece of shit.
Yeah, that's all he ever does, and he never assumes responsibility for any of the fucking shit that happens. That's one thing about Julian. He sets up everything, but he never is the fall guy for anything. He's never fucking wrong.
Where you're also forgetting that one skank is hitting on him a whole lot.
Yeah. Ricky's old lady. Come on, dude. You just watch this movie.
Well, I understand that, but I was just getting at I was talking about the scheme that he has.
All right. Start from the beginning then. We fucked up. Start from the beginning.
Start
What's
over.
this shit about?
I missed the first 10, 20 minutes of your rant.
Comes and gets him. And Julian sends him because they want to start stealing trees and they want to go to the mall and they want to start stealing presents out of the cars so they can have a contest where the person with the best lights in the trailer park wins a prize. Right?
Yeah.
But they stole all
Don't
the
ask
lights.
me. You watched it.
So, well, yeah, but they stole all the lights from everybody around them. So they have to sell their lights.
He stole lights from people in the trailer park. They went to other neighborhoods and stole from those fuckers. You don't steal from people in the park, dog. Come on.
Into the trailer park, so they had to buy the lights off of them.
Was he talking into his mask?
Oh.
Yeah, you don't shit where you eat, Bootleg. Come on, man.
Oh, that dog's at it again.
Shit, who's that?
I didn't know another guest.
Everybody, I came on the show.
Sorry, guys. I guess somebody was hard R knocking.
Yes.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Why is that funny? Why is that so funny? You thought
I have
you
no
had to
idea.
cover your mouth. Oh, if I don't cover my mouth, something so offensive is gonna come out.
He was
fuck.
Saw on the Trailer Park Boys Christmas special. So this obviously took place before the Bottle Kids were born because there's no Bottle Kids throughout this shit.
And
I noticed that J-Rock doesn't have his normal facade.
No, this is probably his normal facade. The other one was he's faking the funk.
Yeah, and Corey hadn't quit yet.
And, you know, I'm going to say this so he doesn't drop any hard Fs. This is when you realize that Mr. Leahy is a little bit of a mo.
I don't think
Randy
you can
action.
say that either there, JR.
Now, I'm just telling you, that's not as bad as the hard
No,
Fs.
I'm just telling you.
Yeah, this gives us the origin of how they started living together in the trailer park.
What did you put your hand under your shirt for? Are you gonna start whacking off?
We're whacking off.
This is my thing. I go on to YouTube live stream,
Yeah.
put my fucking light all the way down and start
And I
whacking
just
off.
get in here and I'm like, talking about, man?
Better wash your hands.
I'm talking about Trailer Park Boys Christmas special.
Just talking Trailer Park Boys.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah, so they go to church. You know, everybody.
I mean, some shit happens before that. Like Julian has this shit. He's going around stealing lights from other subdivisions, selling them to people in the trailer park. He's like, listen up, motherfuckers. You buy your lights and shit from me. Decorate your trailers all fucking dope. Best one, gonna win a big ass TV.
That's what it was. It was the TV.
That's
Yeah,
right. It
big
was a
screen
big
TV,
ass
brother.
TV.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Ricky's out of jail, and that one whore's got a list of demands for him.
Lucy.
Fur coat. Don't forget that fur coat. Yes.
Yes,
Yep.
she wants a fur coat. She wants so many presents for the one girl that got all fat on the show.
Oh shit. Tom
Joe.
Lyle.
He's gone.
Tom left. Tom left.
He's
Hates
Tom
fat.
Left. He said, "I'm out of here."
That's
He's
the thing.
belly laughing too hard.
He just
Yeah.
had the fat jokes, and he's gone. Never, ever to return. But yeah, Trailer Park Boys Christmas special. I gotta say that it sucked. Maybe you guys thought differently, but
I don't think there's such thing as a bad Trailer Parks Boys movie. I don't know what to tell you. Bubbles always steals the show. He is goddamn hilarious. And you keep the hard R's out of your mouth because I can smell it on your breath, Bootleg. I can smell it. Just because he wears thick glasses doesn't mean anything. I'm looking at you.
yeah.
fine.
So, no, I mean it had a few laughs, but overall, like every time I've watched one of these guys do a movie, you know, the Trailer Park, I don't know, Big Adventure, Big Scheme, or whatever the fuck. They had 2 movies, and I thought they both sucked. You know, they did much better in their little 30-minute regular show.
What the hell's going on?
Let me see what's going on.
I was gonna say though,
Oh, well, once you know it.
He got his internet back up. He had to get the hamsters back in the ball.
Well, he went outside to piss and got locked out, you see.
Joe got it. I was just like, yeah, I'm sure by the time I get back, they'll be done not talking about the plot of this fucking thing.
Our views on it, which I thought it was shitty.
Of course you did, because it was a fucking heartwarming comedy.
It was not.
Yep.
It was not.
What? Okay, hey, Bootleg, did you think this was a heartwarming comedy?
yeah,
Okay, hey, JR, did you think this was a heartwarming comedy?
Yeah.
Well, I did as well, Joe.
And what? I'm supposed to roll with the fucking popular opinion?
No,
You're a Grinch, Joe. You're a Grinch. Joe's a fucking Grinch.
I'm okay with that.
yeah, this was something he's whacking off again. Joe, hurry up, catch it like a fucking seal. But this was something that I would watch for fucking years. Like this was a staple. I don't know why I stopped watching it every year, but I watched it again. I was like, yeah, there's some good laughs in this. The shit that they do where it's just like, well, I'll never do that again. It's just like, well, all right, fuck you. You do that a little too many fucking times. But, you know, after seeing the non-Mike Clattenburg Trailer Park Boys and what they did after he left, it's like, oh, shit, I'll watch this a million times over that. But besides I'll never do that again, I thought it was great. It was nice to see Ray again. The guy in the chair is my favorite character, so it was dope to see him. But I like it. I had a good laugh, but I had a good laugh. Singular, you fuck. But yeah, it's all right. It's good. I like it. It's just the
So the thing with this is something you have to have already been familiar with Trailer Park Boys.
I don't think so. I just think it helps if you have.
I think if somebody went in and this was their first watch with Trailer Park Boys, they're not gonna watch any. Like I said, nah, that okay, I gave it a shot. Fuck it.
I mean, there's enough goofy shit that fucking happens though. Like that church scene's wild as fuck. And that was supposedly based on like a real thing. Like Mike Clattenburg, the director, his dad said something like that happened to him, and his dad like had to take the drunk fuck out of the church.
You know, I don't give a fuck about somebody exercising their demons, Tom. Who gives a shit about that? What saved that was Leahy, the guy that plays Leahy, the best drunk to ever be on fucking television to portray that. He was awesome in that scene.
Rest in empowerment, King John Dunsworth. Hope you're enjoying hell.
You know, yeah, he's fucking great.
Yeah, no.
Remember when he had that or later on in the stuff when he had that breathalyzer and he'd fucking ping himself to see how drunk he was, so the liquor wouldn't take control.
I do. It's a classic.
Yes.
Never had to do a fucking podcast with shitbirds.
But are you guys Trailer Park Boy fans? Is this the first one you've seen, or?
I've watched them all. Yeah.
I've watched all the way up to the first movie, and then I kind of veered off of it for a long time, and I'm trying to go back now and rewatch it because that kind of after I watched this yesterday, it ignited the spark in me to go back and see it. So I've been watching the first season all day, and I'm into the second season now. And I'll tell you, I did the funniest part to me, besides J-Rock, he's like my favorite character just because I know he's very one-dimensional, but just the way he gets away with saying, know what I'm saying, so many different weird ways, makes me laugh. And Randy burning his belly with the fucking grease from the hamburgers made me laugh for almost like 5 straight minutes when he was grilling in the first season. He's like, oh, fucking grease. It's his belly. Just thinking about it now makes me fucking laugh, his fat fucking belly.
I was gonna. So, hey, what did it sound like when you laughed? But you just did it, so thanks. You know, it would have been awesome if you could remember some of those Emmett Otter songs. Joe was trying so goddamn hard to get you to sing a couple times. Ain't no hole in the washtub. I was there fucking singing in the background.
Brother.
Boom, boom, boom.
Well, guys, I just want to tell you it was honor and a privilege you guys having me here and letting me be a part of your show. It was fucking great. Shout out to everybody checking this out and supporting anything that any of us do. So if you liked whatever this is, be sure to check out.
I guess he checked out already, huh?
Yeah. But anyway, we mentioned that shit early in the show. It doesn't bear repeating. I doubt that anybody that started watching from the beginning is still here. So we're not going to say that shit again. But some of you guys are here watching for a special reason, and take that shit away.
All right, everybody, I've been posting it up. This thing's been going on for a couple of weeks now. We have the biggest giveaway. And let's just get to it. We're gonna have to spin the wheel. Guy in the back is gonna be still able to help us out with this, or if he's off taking a piss again. But let's get ready for this giveaway. Tom, can you help us here? Oh, is he coming back?
Excuse me, guys. Doorbell's ringing.
God, I swear.
Oh, hey, you again.
Ding dong ditch every time.
Ding dong ditch. There he is.
Look at all
Give
them
her a
names.
spin, boys.
Holy shit, Kenny.
Yeah,
So,
we had a lot of entries in this one.
We doing just one winner tonight?
No, we're gonna see what happens. We have a lot of people entering. Let's see what happens. Give her a spin, somebody. Vanna White, this son of a bitch.
Oh, fuck. I mean, how do you do that?
So,
Come on, Tommy.
first winner is going to be for the economy mask and the Twisted CD.
This guy over here ringing the bell.
I ain't answering it.
Here he goes.
Look at it spinning. It's spinning. It's spinning.
It's like the John Cena spinner belt.
Oh, looks like Drew McCam. I'm gonna write that down. You're the winner of the CD and the special. Like, it's got the economy mask, and there's a bunch of other stuff in there, and you're not gonna know what it is until it shows up at your doorstep. Hey, but guess what? You guys are right. Since we had so many entries, why don't we pull another winner? Well, we're here. I mean,
Yeah.
if
And
Tom would bless us with a spin.
Guy's just bringing the shit out of that doorbell.
stupid little
Yeah.
We
He
need a
loves it.
doorbell.
Look at his little finger. He
Drew
gets his-
the wheel, so you cannot win again, I guess.
Yeah. Tom says he doesn't know what's going on here.
He's not very good with a mouse
You can't spin the wheel a second time.
or a podcast.
Well, you can spin it as many times as you want. He's teasing it.
He's teasing it. All right, here goes the next one. Come on, Daddy.
Deacon Riley.
Deacon freaking Riley. That's the homie right there.
So I'm not going to say what's in that package, but when that hits, feel free to reach out to Mr. Martino himself over at DWN Productions and tell him thank you as well. And Tom, while you're at it, let's give her one more rip, brother.
Rip it one more time.
This guy over here.
Blah, blah.
Yeah, it's suspense is killing me.
Joe, watch out for flaming bags of poo outside your door.
This guy sucks.
This is almost as bad as Bootleg's reviews.
Have fun with this thing. There he goes.
He's been
Who we got? Zach, you need not know. And I'm going to get in touch with you. I'm going to put you with Joe. And he's got something for you too, sir. And I'd like to say thank you to Joe and Tom and whatever this was tonight. But I appreciate you all. Have a great Christmas.
Hey, appreciate everybody too. I mean, it's been a great year of what we've been doing, both shows, and hopefully we can keep collaborating in the future for things, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Bootleg dipshit, bootleg dipshit. How lovely are thou masks is. Yeah. Yeah, maybe Tom will rope me into doing this shit again next year. Maybe I'll be dead and won't have to do shit.
Don't say that. We want the podcast to continue, man. BOYGOB.
So that was the fucking show. Shout out to Bootleg and So that was the fucking show. Shout out to Bootleg and Joe. Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good fucking night. Happy holidays, bitch. Boy, gob.